Good evening from the tropics. This is the East Coast Park here in Singapore, the East Coast Lagoon. I'm headed to the seafood center, which is nearby. And this is because many of my friends have requested a video on street food in Singapore. We don't have those anymore, but we have the kind of food stalls all in a outdoor setting. And I'm going to take you there. And in the East Coast Park abuts the beach where all the ships are anchored. I'm going to take you along for a ride to see some of the ships as well. These are the cargo ships that call into Singapore, and this is like a transit point for them. They wait here and they get called into port for loading / unloading. And there are feeder ships and there are container ships and car carriers and all of those things. And this, of course, is the wakeboarding school. It's like people use this and do some wakeboarding. I'll get some of that action out for you as well. A good place for walking dogs. It's a nice park. Here is the car park. Seems to be full today because it's a Friday. TGIF. And that's the ECP, the East Coast Parkway, which is the highway that goes towards the airport, Changi Airport, the international airport here in Singapore, and then that heads straight to downtown in the car park. And we're coming to Long Beach. Okay, so this is called the Long Beach, and they say that they're the people who created the black pepper crab, which is famous. When I come out here with my herping friends, I sometimes walk here. I don't eat seafood, of course, as you know. I'm a vegetarian. Well, this is not the seafood village I'm taking you to. This is not the street food area, but I'm just giving you a lay of the land, so to speak. And then I will mosey on over to the shore first, show you the ships, and then head back towards the seafood center or the hawker center. It's called the hawker center, where people hawk their food, mainly food stalls, all kinds of food stalls, and I'll show you those coming up soon. Okay, this is coming up on the shoreline. Lots of people here who go biking and skateboarding and rollerblading and all kinds of, I guess, walkers, runners, joggers, cyclists, everyone. And tourists. Plenty of tourists. And there's the Long Beach Seafood Center. Okay, so we have a little beach over here. There's plenty of shoreline beaches all around here. And those are all the ships that you see in the harbor. Right there. Pre-pandemic, there's probably twice as many, or maybe more. Things are getting back to normal now, so shipping industry should do well. I'm going to stop this so that you get to see what the vista looks like. And these guys make seafood crabs. They make a chili crab, which is what they're very famous for. Jumbo Seafood is a local restaurant chain here in Singapore. I think they're in a few other Southeast Asian countries, but I'm not sure. But you know, and they have many locations all around Singapore, and they do make some very good food. And I've had them before, a long time ago, when I wasn't a vegetarian. Continuing on my walk here. The ships, the beaches, the sound of the water. People eating, people walking, people heading for a picnic. This is also a good spot for camping on weekends. There are areas that are designated as camping areas, and people bring their tents and stay overnight on Saturdays and Sundays. So this is the wakeboarding park and the wakeboarding school, and they also have a restaurant and a bar attached overlooking this lagoon that they have created here. And I'll take you closer. And this is kind of a busy place for people who do wakeboarding. Some of them are really good. They do all kinds of jumps on these platforms or whatever they call them. I'll bring you closer to the action. Okay, this guy's ready, about to take off, I guess. You got beginners level and advanced level and all of that stuff going on. There goes another person. That's again the condominiums, which have a great view of the sea on the eastern side of Singapore, eastern coast of Singapore. And I will continue on my walk here, parallel to the sea, to the hawker center or the food center. I think what it is called here, this particular hawker center is called the seafood or the Lagoon seafood center. But they don't just have seafood, they got a whole bunch of other kinds of cuisines, Malay food, Chinese food, these kind of things. And I will show you some of that. Walking towards the seafood center or the hawker center, the Lagoon Seafood Center as it is called. And there's a water sports center here as well, so you can actually rent some kayaks and go kayaking in the sea right here. And of course you can also rent what are those called, the parasails. And if this is also a good place to sit and watch airplanes taking off from Changi International Airport. And there's one of them, looks like a Singapore Airlines aircraft. Nice cool breezy evening here actually, here in Singapore, which is nice. It was a warm day today, earlier. These are the kayaks on rental. Quite a lively happening scene. Well, not today, but usually on the weekends it's really busy. I have reached the food court. It's a pretty large complex. And I'm going to, these are what the stalls look like, and each stall has a different kind of food or drink, different styles. You got Malay, you got Indian, you got Chinese, of course lots of local Singaporean. When I say Chinese, I mean Chinese Singaporean mostly, Singaporean Chinese as they're called. And kind of looks packed with lots of people today. Friday evening, always busy, both with visitors from overseas as well as locals and expats and everyone else in between, I guess. And even the park is looking a little active. Lots of people doing picnicking, and I don't want to take too much of that. I'm going to head over to the main entrance of the food court. And here we are, the East Coast Lagoon Food Village. Pretty cool. This is the main entrance. And there's bicycle parking. Most of those are rental bicycles. And there's another car park behind. And swing. Okay, let's see what it says over here. East Coast Lagoon Food Village. Says this sign as well. And this is the main entrance, and I'm going to go inside and I'm going to show you what's on offer. Okay, here's even a description. East Coast Lagoon Food Village, heritage of our hawker centers. I used the word hawker before. And I guess this was built on reclaimed land and opened as a hawker center in 1978. Here's some of the activities that happens. Here's a taste of the food stalls, and I will bring you closer. But things are looking so busy, I don't think I will be able to talk to anyone behind the counter and ask any questions, but that's okay, that's for another day. Well, this is a fresh sugar cane, coconut and beer. And here's a barbecue chicken wings and spring chicken and all of that stuff. People are in line and I'm kind of cutting in between. I guess Friday wasn't the best day to come and do a video on all of these things, but let's see, no pork, no lard, barbecue seafood. So like I said, these are all called hawker centers. Each one of them is a separate hawker stall, and they all specialize in different things. Because there are drinks corners everywhere, and there's of course lots and lots of people eating. All the tables are kind of taken as I can see it. It's quite busy. Continuing my walk inside the food village, and it is very large. Lots of people with lots of options. Stingray forever, barbecue seafood. And there's something, a pork leg, bakute, or local dishes. Lagoon famous carrot cake. So a carrot cake isn't really made of carrots. It's made of radish, but they call it carrot cake here. And there's something called a black carrot cake, and there is something called a white carrot cake. And it's by name only. It's like one of them has more soy sauce, and that makes it look black. Barbecue seafood, and he seems to be having a whole bunch of things here, including poor live crabs. Pretty large. Center here. So this is the Malay food quarter, and Ocean Muslim seafood, it says. And they have something called a barbecued chicken and barbecued fish and all that. And a barbecued chicken is called a chicken satay, S-A-T-A-Y, which is found throughout the Malay Peninsula, probably even southern Thailand and Malaysia, and here in Singapore, of course. This is how they do it. I'm trying to find out what is a satay.
What is the satay, bro?
Yeah, what is a satay, bro? It's got chicken, it's got mutton, it's got beef. Okay. So it's like basically marinated pieces of chicken and different meats, and then you grill them on the fire, on the on charcoal. This is charcoal, right? Oh, perfect. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, it will go on YouTube, yes. Okay, that's Musa Ikan Bakar. Yeah. Sorry?
Your YouTube name.
It's called Life in the Matrix. Life in the Matrix. Yeah. Okay, thanks. So this is how they do it, and they basically barbecue the meats, and they call it barbecue. Ah! There's more coconut water, sugar cane. They've got some really nice sugar cane here, and they add a dash of lemon in it, and it's very refreshing on a warm day or any day for that matter. You can have it with ice, chill. They even like this one. Okay, so that was a whole tray full of sugar cane. Quite common for people who are watching from India. For you guys, this is a pretty commonplace. For most other people, it isn't. There he is, pouring some sugarcane juice, and they have some excellent coconut here as well. And they will open this up for you, and you can taste some of the sweetest nectar around, and all kinds of other juices as well. And soft drinks and water and what have you. So this is it. There's more. There's plenty of satays around. There's more satay hawker centers here. Makes the place very smoky, obviously, but that's what it is. And here's some seafood satay, I think, which is all ready. That's what I mean, satay. Lots of people. So I think this gives a pretty good overview of so-called street food. I wouldn't call them really street food, but hawker centers is what Singapore is famous for. Not particularly street side vendors with carts, with push carts, but this is what we have all over Singapore. This is one of the more famous ones. There are many other hawker centers, and maybe I'll bring some of those to you as well sometime in the future. And now I'm going to sign off and probably get something to eat. There's plenty of vegetarian options as well over here. Tofu, seafood, hot plate, tofu, vegetable hot plate for vegetarians, and there's plenty of other options as well. And if you're into eating eggs, they make some of the best omelets anywhere. They're really good, nice and fluffy, and Thai style as well. You can have plenty of fried rice and plain rice and all other kinds of food.